You've felt it. That quiet ache in your chest when you see someone else's yes. While you're still waiting for yours, you close the app. You take a breath and a whisper rises. What if it never comes for me? But what if that whisper isn't truth? What if it's just static noise from a frequency you were never meant to carry? Because here's what no one tells you. Your waiting isn't empty. It's encoding. And right now, in this very pause, your consciousness is downloading the exact frequency your future self already lives in. Most of us keep scanning the horizon for a sign just stone, that our breakthrough is finally on its way tomorrow, next week, next month. But what if the real invitation isn't about when it arrives, but what this very pause is planting inside you? This isn't delay, it's download. When the world outside seems frozen, your inner world is undergoing a silent, sacred upgrade. That heaviness you feel, it's not stagnation, it's integration. The universe isn't withholding your next chapter. It's ensuring you're structurally ready to live it. We call it being stuck, but that's a misread. Stillness isn't emptiness, it's recalibration. Like a seed beneath the soil, you're not idle. You're assembling roots strong enough to hold the bloom you're becoming. Think of it like this. Your nervous system, your beliefs, your emotional patterns, they all need time to catch up to the frequency of the life you're calling in. Forward motion isn't always visible. Sometimes the deepest progress happens in the quiet, where noon sees you choosing presence over panic, trust over timeline. Remember that dream opportunity that slipped through your fingers. The one that felt like a verdict on your worth. In hindsight, it wasn't a rejection. It was a redirection. Not because you weren't ready, but because the version of you that could truly thrive there hadn't fully emerged yet. The same goes for relationships that dissolve just as they begin to glow. It's not loss, it's liberation. The universe isn't taking something from you. It's clearing space for what you're healed. Self actually deserves. This in-between space, they stretch between almost and actually is where mastery is forged. Not in applause, but in solitude. Not in speed, but in surrender. Here you learn to listen to your intuition more than your impatience. You build self-trust not because everything's working, but especially when it's not. This is systems thinking in sacred form. Every thriving system needs input before output. Right now, you're in the input phase, purifying old patterns, rewiring limiting beliefs, strengthening your inner signal. You can't run next-level code on an outdated operating system. So existence gently presses pause, not to stop you, but to prepare you. Divine timing isn't cosmic cruelty. It's intelligent sequencing. You're not behind. You're being built. Every no, every silence, every closed door is data, not denial. It's your field filtering out what no longer resonates, making room for what will. And here's the subtle trap. Comparison. The moment you measure your path against someone else's, you introduce static into your signal. What was once a clear inner frequency becomes clouded with noise. Why not me? Shouldn't I be further? What are they doing that I'm not? But inspiration shouldn't feel like erosion. True alignment never asks you to shrink, rush, or mimic. When you chase another's rhythm, you mute your own. You start creating for eyes, not essence. And that's when your work loses its soul. You see someone's success, and for a heartbeat, it feels like inspiration. Then, almost without noticing, your chest tightens. They're my age. They started later. Why not me? In that moment, you've mistaken their path for a mirror of your worth, and your frequency wavers. This isn't envy. It's interference, like trying to hear a whisper while standing in a storm of other people's timelines. The more you compare, the more your inner signal distorts until you can't even recognize your own truth beneath the static. You can't run two systems at once. You can't attune to your soul's rhythm while simultaneously chasing someone else's tempo. Every scroll, every silent calculation I should be further is corrupted input. And corrupted input creates chaotic output. Not because you're failing, but because you're feeding your system the wrong data. Here's the liberating truth. Your system self-corrects the moment you stop introducing noise. The instant you step out of comparison, something shifts. Your breath deepens. Your intuition harpens. You start noticing the small synchronicities, the message that arrives like a lifeline, the stranger who says exactly what you needed to hear, the idea that blooms in stillness. This isn't magic. It's coherence. When you stop performing for validation on return to creating from essence, your energy clears, and a clear signal always attracts its match. Think of the artist who burned out chasing metrics, posting, measuring, doubting until they finally stepped back. Not to quit, but to remember why they create. In that quiet return, something unexpected happened. A piece made with zero attachment found its people, not because they hustled harder, but because they stopped blocking the flow. That's alignment in action, not force. Not striving, just clarity. Divine timing isn't a cosmic gatekeeper. It's natural law. Like a seed waiting for the right soil, light and pressure. Growth doesn't happen on demand. It happens when conditions align, and you are part of that equation. Your inner state is the environment. Most breakthroughs arrive just after the moment you almost gave up. Right after, the silence felt like abandonment, but that silence wasn't emptiness. It was synchronization. The final recalibration before the system locks onto your new frequency. Rejection, delays, closed doors, they weren't punishments. They were filters until you stopped contorting yourself to fit what wasn't yours. Until you honored your truth in private, the right door couldn't even see you. But the moment you embodied your frequency without apology, without performance, the world began reorganizing around you. Not by chance, by resonance. This isn't manifestation as wishful thinking. It's synchronization, the universe mirroring the integrity of your inner state. Every time you desperately wanted something and didn't get it, you didn't just feel disappointment. You formed an energetic grip around that specific outcome. And that grip, however subtle, became a filter. It narrowed your vision. So even if the universe tried to deliver something wiser, richer, more aligned, you couldn't see it. You were still looking for the old shape. The waiting season isn't punishment. It's liberation. It gently, persistently strips away your attachment to how your dreams should look so you can finally receive it in the form it truly wants to take. This is surrender, not as resignation, but as radical trust. Not I give up, but I open wider. And while you're doing that inner work, something profound is happening beneath awareness. Your nervous system is expanding its capacity to hold joy. Science calls it your window of tolerance. If your breakthrough arrived before this window widened, your body would read abundance as danger. It would sabotage success to return you to the familiar ache of struggle. That's why sudden wins often collapse. They meet an unprepared vessel. But you're waiting. It's retraining your biology. Every day you choose peace without proof. You teach yourself safety doesn't require suffering. You're not just waiting, you're rewiring. And your heart, it's not just beating, it's broadcasting. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field several feet wide, a living signal that carries your emotional truth into the quantum field. When you hold alignment in stillness, that field becomes coherent, clear, magnetic. It doesn't just attract your future, it reshapes the space around you. People feel it, opportunities sense it, synchronicities follow it. This is how lucky people operate, not by chance, but by steady frequency. And you build that coherence not in victory, but in the quiet courage of staying open when nothing's visible. Remember, your consciousness is entangled with your desired reality. The moment you shift inside, your outer world must shift to match. Though physical reality lags like a package in transit, your waiting season. That's the shipping time. The transaction already happened in the quantum field the moment you aligned. Now you're simply watching what's already yours arrive. So instead of asking, when will it come? Try whispering, thank you for the delivery. That shift from anxious hopping to peaceful knowing is the very frequency that accelerates manifestation. Because the field doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your state. You might feel it now. A quiet test, an offer that almost fits, a shortcut that almost satisfies the temptation to say yes just to end the waiting. But this isn't a setback. It's your final calibration. The universe isn't delaying your win. It's protecting you from settling so you can receive what was designed for you, not just what you once imagined. And just before the door opens, you might feel everything unravel. Old wounds rise, doubt whispers. The path you trusted starts to blur. This isn't collapse. It's kintsugi in real time, the sacred breaking that makes space for gold. The old version of you must dissolve. So the one who can truly hold your breakthrough can emerge. Most quit here, mistaking the chrysalis for a coffin. But you recognize it. You breathe through the unraveling. And in that trust, you cross the threshold. Then often when you've stopped watching the door, it opens. Not with fanfare, but with a quiet certainty that settles in your bones. It might look different than you planned, but it feels like truth because it was never about getting what you wanted. It was about becoming who you are. Your waiting season wasn't empty time. It was your soul, aligning your human desires with its eternal blueprint, stripping away ego noise until only pure soul-level longing remained and soul desire. It doesn't beg, it broadcasts, and the universe being made of the same consciousness as your soul always answers itself. So, if this truth resonated in yourselves, drop one word in the comments, just one that captures the frequency you're choosing to embody. Now let it be your signature to the field. And if this space feels like home, subscribe not just to the channel but to this frequency, because every time you return here, you reinforce coherence in your field and ripple it outward. You're sharing. It's not just kindness, it's quantum reinforcement, amplifying these truths in your own reality while lifting the collective signal. And remember, your ancestors are cheering. Your future self is reaching back. The quantum field has already received your transmission. Your turn isn't coming. It's here. In this breath, in this stillness, in this unwavering knowing, you just won. Welcome home.